So now we are going to listen to the Surah Al Maarij, which is chapter number 79 in the sequence of revelation, and it is 70 in the sequence of recitation. And it's a short surah. It has 44 verses, and again similar tone. You see, ha al-haqqatu mal-haqqa wa ma adraka mal-haqqa. And here, sa'ala sa'irun bi'adabin waqi. للكافرين ليس له دافع. I mean, there is a very rhythm to it, but again, these people were asking about the day of judgment. And Ma'arij, it is saying because Ma'arij is the ascension and the lifting of the things. And this is where the verse is, and inshallah we'll hear about it, that it is 50,000 years time. The travel as the lift things up. This is how high is the majesty of Allah and this space and this skies and what we can understand from these words, which we still cannot comprehend. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins with Surah Al Maarij. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Sa'ala sa'ilun bi'adabin waqi'.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, a demanding person has asked for the punishment that is going to befall.
لِلْكَافِرِينَ لَيْسَ لَهُ دَافِعٌ.
The disbelievers, there is no one to avert it.
مِنَ اللَّهِ ذِي الْمَعَارِجِ.
And it will come from Allah, the Lord of the stairways.
تَعْرُجُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالرُّوحُ إِلَيْهِ فِي يَوْمٍ كَانَ مِقْدَارُهُ 50,000 سَنَةً.
To whom ascend the angels and the Spirit in a day the length of which is 50,000 years.
So this tells us the depth between our planet and the height of the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where it reaches to the Sidratul Muntaha, where Prophet went on the night of Maarij. Ma'arij means a staircase or the elevation or something to ascend. And this could give us some idea that 50,000 years, if a person will want to travel, and we would not even be existing. And Jibreel alayhi salam comes and goes up, and Prophet ﷺ, when he went to Maarij, he went in the portion of a night in this split second where, according to the hadith, that when he returned back, the chain of the door was moving and the water of the wudu was still flowing, and it happened so quick and so fast. And I think the journey of the soul, and when we are in the sleep, is that fast, because soul is trapped in body. Once the body's soul is relieved from the body, then it becomes very fast moving, as we could see that within that blink of a moment which Jibreel as-salam comes and leaves, and all the other angels. So 50,000 years according to our worldly years time. If you can imagine that humanity existed on planet only some say about 10,000 or maybe 20,000 or 50,000 years, maybe more, we don't even know. But from this understanding that there has not been even a fraction of a time of existence of travel distance. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the comprehension in the day of judgment, these numbers. Prophet living in Mecca without such knowledge. Now we know the space, speed and sound and light and how it travels. As we know, it takes 8 minutes for the sunlight to come to the earth every day. 8 minutes before whatever happened will be seen here, 8 minutes later. So that's the speed of sunlight. And what about the stars and galaxies and beyond that? And after that, there are 7 skies, and then the throne of Allah and the Sidratul Muntaha, Jannah, Jahannam. So this is something which is a promise, and after may Allah give us the wisdom. Listen to the verse number 5 onwards.
فاصبر صبرا جميلا.
So, observe patience, a good patience.
إنهم يرونه بعيدا.
They see it far off,
ونراه قريبا.
and we see it near.
يوم تكون السماء كالمهل.
This punishment will befall On the day when the sky will be like dregs of oil,
وتكون الجبال كالعهن
and the mountains will be like dyed wool,
ولا يسأل حميم حميما
and no friend will ask about any friend.
يبصرونهم يود المجرم لو يفتدي من عذاب يومئذ ببنيه.
Though they will be made to see each other, a guilty person will desire that he may be able to ransom himself from the torment of that day even by his sons,
وصاحبته وأخيه
and his wife and his brother,
وفصيلته التي تؤويه
and his kindred that sheltered him,
ومن في الأرض جميعا ثم ينجيه.
and all there is on earth, then he may redeem himself. But
كلا إنها لظى
by no means. It is the flaming fire
نزاعة للشوى
that will pull out the skin of the scalp.
تدعو من أدبر وتولى.
It will call him who had turned his back and fled away from the truth,
وجمع فأوعى.
and accumulated wealth and hoarded it.
إن الإنسان خلق هلوعا.
Indeed, man is created weak in courage,
إذا مسه الشر جزوعا.
very upset when touched by evil,
وإذا مسه الخير منوعا.
and very niggard when visited by good fortune.
إلا المصلين
Except the performers of Salah,
الذين هم على صلاتهم دائمون
who are regular in their Salah,
والذين في أموالهم حق معلوم
and those in whose riches there is a specified right,
للسائل والمحروم
for the one who asks and the one who is deprived,
والذين يصدقون بيوم الدين
and those who believe in the day of judgment as true,
والذين هم من عذاب ربهم مشفقون
and those who are fearful of the torment of their Lord underscore.
إن عذاب ربهم غير مأمون.
Indeed, the torment of their Lord is not something to be fearless from, underscore.
والذين
It was long recitation because I could not interrupt. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the punishment and the fire of the hell. And then the people who are believing and those who are worshipping, this is very self-explanatory. They are very, very clear that the man will be, and women, family, children, nothing will be coming, and the mountain will be moved like a cotton balls and floating, and the sky will be melted as a oil drag, or basically like a silver, melting silver. And all these descriptions are description which we should understand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this is what you think is, just be patient from what the disbelievers are doing. Verse number 5. إِنَّهُمْ يَرَوْنَهُ بَعِيدًا. They see it far off. وَنَرَاهُ قَرِيبًا. And we see it close, because the day of judgment is coming. Because if we have a travel time of 50,000 years from Earth, so there's not been human as existing on a 50,000 years time. يومئذ يوم تكون السماء كالمحل وتكون الجبال كالأهن ولا يسأل حميم حميم. And there will be no friend at that day except the friendship of the one who have a faithful friendship. يبصرونهم يود المجرم لو يفتدي من عذاب يومئذ بِبَنِيهِ. And though that will be made to see each other, and a guilty person will desire that he may be able to ransom himself from the torment of the day of judgment by his sons, and means want to give his son as a ransom for saving himself, and the wife and the brother, and all the kindred, and that sheltered him. And man fil ardi jami'an summa yunjihi, and all those on the earth that he want to give in a ransom and redeem his sin. Kalla, nay, innaha lazza. There is a flaming fire for them. Nazza'atan lishawa. That's the one which will pull the skin. The fire will burn the skin and the scalp. And they will wish the death, and death will not come. Their body will be regenerated immediately, and they will be going through the similar pain. Tad'u man adbara wa tawalla. And it is called for who had turned his back and fled away from the truth. See, that tad'u means the invitation for those. Man adbara wa tawalla, who turn away and walk away and deny the truth. Wa jama'a fa'awa. And then he accumulated the wealth and hoarded it. I mean, this is a very, very unusual thing. If we could understand the Islamic concept of hereafter, one would not wish to have anything saved, because then he has to be, or she has to be accountable for. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying also to save it for the family and for the loved ones, so that earn halal wealth. Innal insana khuluqin hulua. Indeed, man is created weak in courage. You quickly become hopeless, quickly become happy and excited. وَإِذَا مَسَّ الشَّرُّ جُزُوعًا. Then when some bad thing happens, he becomes very upset, the mankind. وَإِذَا مَسَّهَا الْخَيْرُ مَنُوعًا. And then when the good thing happens, he becomes more niggard and more miser, and then think it's because of my right and my it's my thing which I earned from my own effort. Illa al-musallin. Now there's a change of the except people, the one who are regular and observant of their salah. Alladhina hum ala salatihim da'imun. And they are regular in performing salah in timely way. Walladhina fi amwalihim haqqun ma'lum. And those who, beside the believing and praying, they also know the rights of the people of their wealth, the share of the needy. They know that who is the one they should be taking care of. And al-sa'il wal mahrum, those who ask and those who are not asking, and they are deprived ones. So they see a person who is needy and asking for, and the one who is also poor but does not ask, and you know that they are needy people. وَالَّذِينَ يُصَدِّقُونَ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ. And then those who believe in the day of judgment, beside not doing all these things, they have to have a belief in. This is why we say, آمَنْتُ بِاللَّهِ وَمَلَائِكَتِهِ وَكُتُبِهِ وَرُسُلِهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَقَدْرِ خَيْرِ وَشَرِّهِ مِنَ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى وَبَعْثَ بَعْدَ الْمَوْتِ. This is what is the بَعْثَ بَعْدَ الْمَوْتِ, the day of resurrection. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ مِنْ عَذَابِ رَبِّهِمْ مُشْفِقُونَ. So those who have a fear from the punishment of their Lord, because if they do wrong, they will be judged and punished. إِنَّ عَذَابَ رَبِّهِمْ غَيْرُ مَعْمُونَ. And indeed, the torment and punishment of the Lord is not something of to be fearless from. غَيْرُ مَأْمُونَ. We should not be fearless of the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That says, many people say, oh, we'll see, that will happen. We should not be doing sin, because of that. Sin is something, disobedience to Allah and His Messenger is something very, very, very bad that we should be always mindful of.